Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get off to a start like that in spring training. But like I said, just kind of trying to work on the things that I was doing in the off season and implement them into the game. And so far, it's been working out pretty well. So just gonna have to try to keep that rhythm going throughout the spring and get that going into the season.
Just overall, how do you feel at the plate? Do you feel like you were going when opening day 2019, or just overall, how do you feel?
Yeah, no, I feel good. Yeah, a lot better than I thought I'd feel. Obviously, the first 3 games, but that's just working pretty hard in the off season and working hard in spring training. And I've been pretty pleased with like all the at bats that we're kind of getting out of our guys. Like guys are seeing a lot of pitches, guys are drawing walks, hitting balls hard. That really doesn't happen that much early in spring. So it's a great sign for us as a team.
Appreciate it, Joey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Evan. Evan?
Yes, I'm sorry. Joey, what are the things you worked on in the offseason that you've implemented?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was just kind of trying to get my launch angle back down and getting under pitches and whatnot, trying to get on top of the ball a little bit more and hit more line drives. And that's really all I've been trying to do this spring is hit line drives, up the middle. If I get a little under it, it ends up going out of the ballpark. So that's kind of a benefit of being big. But, yeah, and keeping my front side a little bit more closed when I swing, not pulling off the ball and trying to stay more to the middle of the field. And I've noticed it's helping me, get to balls in the outer half a little bit better. So just things like that, and just really just trying to get back into where I was in 19, just a relaxed feel and at the plate and trusting my stuff.
Have your new super balanced bats come in?
No, I'm not. They've came in. I haven't been using them though. I haven't been using them yet. So not using the super bats or anything.
So you're just using lopsided bats right now, and they seem to be working for you.
Yeah. I'm just using the bats that I've been provided. So yeah, I mean, look, I mean the bat thing. It's more of just kind of an experiment to see what your swing is. It's not going to magically change who you are or anything. So I think that kind of got taken out of context a little bit. But if it's the bat, whatever, it's the bat. That's great. But I'm not using those super bats.
So what bats are you using right now? The ones that you used last year, same model?
Yeah, same model.
What's your headspace like right now?
No, it's great. I'm very happy. Where I'm at. I'm happy like just the team and the clubhouse that we have and the environment we've been creating. It's a great place to be right now, and you have a lot of young guys who are hungry to play the game and get better and improve. And that's all I ever want to do. I play the game hard and I care about being the best I can be. So we've created, like I said, a clubhouse and atmosphere where everybody's doing that same thing, and it's just fun to be around every day.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Okay, Kennedy.
You're on mute.
You have to unmute yourself. Can she hear me?
Kennedy, you're on mute.
Oops. Hi, Ben. Sorry. Hey, Joey. So Evan took all my questions, actually. So, but I guess when you...
Dang it, Evan.
Think about kind of where you were last year to where you are at this point, does anything really feel different to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's not that big rush, that there was last year. There's not as much stress to get ready for a season. I think people underestimate how tough it was last year for us to not know when we were going to start up, and then when we find out we're going to start up, guys getting tested positive like myself, and I didn't have the time to put in to be ready to play a major league season. I just went out there and I just gave my best shot. So I think this year, I'm a lot more loose, a lot more calm. I've been through a tough year, so I'm still here. I'm still alive, and I'm just gonna try to enjoy the game and have fun. But I know I have a lot more time to get ready for a season. So it's a lot less stress and pressure. So I'm happy about that.
I guess obviously last year was kind of difficult with everybody. You just think you're in a better mindset right now than you were?
Yeah, I mean it's spring training too, so it's nice when you're going up there and you don't have to worry about getting hits and whatnot. But that's just kind of the mentality I want to try to create now for myself and and bring that into the season. I know I'm going to struggle sometimes. I know I'm going to have great games, but you know, just to relax and have fun and just try to put my best swing on the ball and see what happens from there. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to get a read in spring training. Everybody's happy. You know, you can go for 4 and be happy, but it's you know, it's a different environment. But that's the kind of environment we want to create in the season. I think it's going to benefit us.
Awesome. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
John Ronigan.
Hey, Joey, we were talking to your roommate this morning, Willie, and I love the fact that you guys, you know, live together. You're such good friends. How much do you help each other just in that role as roommates and sort of, you know, maybe motivating each other and you know, egging each other on for that matter?
Yeah, you know, I think for us it's great because, you know, I was sitting there, I think 2 days ago after our game in Glendale with the White Sox, and we were just sat on the couch for like an hour or 2 hours, and we just talked about hitting, you know, just naturally talking about baseball, talking about swings, talking about what pitchers we saw, you know, what we saw at each pitcher, you know, how we were feeling. And that's huge in baseball to have a guy to bounce things off. And we just like really holding each other accountable. Anytime we say anything negative, one of us will jump on the other person and be like, hey, let's go. Be positive. Don't say anything negative, you know. So it's even if it's a pitcher or anything, you know, oh, well, this guy's he looks like he's pretty nasty. He's like, no. Let's be positive about it. So it's nice to have that. And I think for me and Willie, like, you know, we came off down years. You know, we didn't perform the way we wanted to. So I think it helps that, you know, we both recognize that and we're there for each other to be there. And I want to see him, you know, succeed. He's a great kid, and the bats that he's having against lefties right now, it's incredible. You know, to get hit in the face and come back a year later and to be facing lefties the way he is, it's you know, he's not getting enough credit for that, and I'm really proud of him, and the whole organization is.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, Joey. Is it something you actually talked to him about, or I was asking him this morning, like, did that feeling of anxiety facing lefties just go away, or how did you get rid of it? Do you guys ever talk about that kind of thing?
Yeah, we talk about it, and you know, for him, it's, you know, he's actually faced a lot of lefties so far in spring. I think 4 or 5. So, you know, every time he comes in the dugout or we go home, I'm like, man, you looked really good right there. And he's like, dude, I wasn't even thinking about it, you know, and that's great to see that confidence where it's not even in the back of his head. He's just going up there and having a normal at bat like he was before it happened. So it's great to see that. I mean, that's a huge positive because I think people underestimate like what he had to really go through last year. You know, it's more than just numbers and stuff. I mean, that's a really tough to get through that. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, and I think that whole, like you're talking about that relationship that you guys have, people forget how mental this game is, right? So to have that sounding board there constantly, especially in spring when you're even living together, it's helpful, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I like to live with people in spring. You know, I like to live with teammates. You know, in the season it's not as easy, but in spring, you know, it's nice to have those guys there and be able to go home, like I said, and sit on the couch and talk about baseball and just talk about your swing and talk about what you're feeling. It helps a lot, you know, especially when you're playing every single day.
One last thing about
Sorry, I'm muted. Let him go.
You muted yourself, John.
Sorry, you got me now?
Yep, let's go,
So
John, hurry up.
Did you see?
Sorry.
Did you see all of his workouts on the social media?
Yeah.
The beach and all that stuff, and are you buying it?
Oh yeah. You know, I was actually there was a ball to left center today that I was like, okay, that's a double. I was kind of, you know, just jogging over there, and I mean, he got to it and caught it pretty easily. And, you know, I made sure, like, I called across the field, like, that a boy. Like, you can tell he's moving a little bit different. He went first to third on a ball in Glendale, base hit, I think, up the middle. And, like, you know, that was stuff we just weren't seeing out of him last year. So it's great to see that he's moving around like that, and he's getting that athletic ability back. So it's I'm excited for him for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll take Steven, then Jeff, and then the 2 follow-ups. We'll let Joey go. Go ahead, Steven.
Hey, Joey, he's kind of answered a lot of what I was going to ask you about Willie, but we were talking to him this morning, and it seemed like he was himself again. He's laughed, and he says one of his goals this year is to have a good time. when did you start seeing that difference in him again, and how good is it to see him be the Willie of old personally, not on the field but off the field?
Yeah, I think, you start to see that again after, a couple months off in the off season. It's when you get to reset, it does a lot of really good things for you, mentally. And I think even just for me, just going through that experience, same thing. But, in the season, it's tough because you're playing every day. You're showing up to the field every day. You have to perform every day. You don't get that break. So I think after the offseason, you can tell he went home and was accountable and said, what do I have to work on? I have to work on, being stronger mentally. I have to work on, my body. I have to work on these different things, my swing. And you can tell as soon as he showed up to spring training, we met at the house, and it was like he was just smiling. He was happy. He's just like, I can't wait to start playing again. And, that was something in the season that we weren't seeing. So it's great to see that, and that's what we're, going to try to, like I said, hold each other accountable to. We want to show up to the field every day and perform and have fun and keep that going throughout the season.
He said you weren't too bad of a roommate, that you were pretty neat. So what kind of a roommate is he?
Man, all he does is sleep. He sleeps so much. I've never met somebody that can sleep like that. His room's a mess. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty bad. But we have a maid that comes in every week. I think that helps out a little bit. But every time I open his door in his room, it's like he's never used drawers and hangers in his whole life. So it's pretty interesting. I'm not that type of person. I'm pretty neat. But I think he's sleeping on old clothes right now on his mattress.
Okay, man. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Okay, Jeff and Woody, the game's over, so Woody's on his way. So I'm going to go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Joey, you kind of mentioned it. It's spring training. Everybody's in a good mood. You're feeling themselves out. Hitters are probably a little bit ahead of pitchers. So, what is your read? I mean, are you just reading your swing on the pitches you're seeing? Because I'm guessing you're not seeing the nasty stuff you're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are guys that, you haven't really faced before, or guys you might face in the season. So, for me, I want to take my best swings possible, and I want to see as many pitches as I can and put together good at bats. That's really, as a hitter, that's all we're trying to do. I don't really care the fact I hit 3 home runs. It's irrelevant. It really doesn't mean anything, unfortunately. It's just about where you're at, how you're seeing the ball. The type of at bats that you're putting together. That's the main thing. And for me, the game is just working on that. There's so much work behind the scenes that we're on the field, we're on the backfields, we're in the cage that we're working on. That is really important as well. So the game is kind of the test to see if it's working out for you. But like I said, early spring, you're not really thinking about more than I'm just seeing the ball. I want to get some good swings off and kind of feel where I'm at. And so far for me, it's been pretty good.
Very good, Joey.
Thanks.
Okay, Evan, make it quick.
So I know all this stuff is irrelevant and everything else, but I mean, there's got to be some benefit from reinforcement. You're trying to be more positive this year, and maybe it's easier to be more positive when you're getting positive results right out of the gate. I mean, what do you feel like are the long-term benefits from just a good start to your competitive part of your year?
Yeah, for me, it's just, I didn't have like I said, I didn't perform really last year, so I wanted to get out, and when I got into the field, make up for that and start performing again and feeling like I'm back on track. So for me, like I said, it is spring training, but they're important at bats, and like you said, you're 100% right. It's easy to be positive when the results are positive all the time. So that's kind of the thing that I'm excited to kind of see how I handle when I go 0 for my next 3 games or whatever, that you keep working on that, and I think that's what's great. We have an amazing staff, and that's where the clubhouse comes into play, where you hold guys accountable, and our hitting coaches are, I think, one of the best, some of the best in the league, and that's kind of what we don't really focus on right now, of just the result. It's like, how is your swing? How are you seeing the ball? How's it coming off the bat? It's more than just the result. I popped the ball up today and got a double on it. Shouldn't have been a double, but in the book it looks great. So, like you said, it's spring training, but trying to work on that positivity is huge. It helps when you're putting the results together.
Okay, I think John's going to make me shut up now.
Yeah, he's shaking his head over here.
Alex, real quick.
So Joey, you're an infielder moving to outfield. Now you're getting a look at Ronald Guzman, who's now playing in the outfield. What's your quick depiction evaluation of Guzzi in the outfield?
It's like a baby giraffe out there. But he's such a competitive person. I can't wait till he gets a ball and he can actually try to throw somebody out. He might throw it into the seats because he's so excited about it, but he has an amazing arm. And he can move. He's not the quickest guy in the league, but he can move a little bit for how big he is. So I'm interested to see how he does out there. And I've kind of been giving him little tips and tricks here and there. So we'll see. He's shagging out there in BP. He's doing some work out there. So I'm excited to see it. It's always fun to see a big guy out there and see how they play.
Appreciate the time, Joey. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. Woody will be here momentarily.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.